Southwest Hot Chefs and Restaurants is brought to you in part by Jen Air, where innovation has finally caught up with your appetite for the extraordinary.
Oh, it really smells good at Builder Source Appliance Gallery in Albuquerque. That is heaven. That smell is pure heaven.
It is, isn't it?
Yep.
That'll get you hungry.
Yep. So to recap, we've got steamed clams.
Steamed clams.
We have our linguini.
Right.
And this is?
This is the sauce we're going to put together with the garlic butter that we just made.
Wonderful.
Okay, so I took some of the garlic butter and on kind of a medium heat, I'm going to saute some chopped seeded tomatoes.
Are you enjoying cooking in this Jen Air kitchen?
I love to cook under. I love these kind of kitchens.
I do too. I want a kitchen
really
like this
nice.
in my house.
So the tomatoes don't really have to cook all that much. We just want them to get soft.
Right.
And so we'll just saute them for a few minutes.
Now you also
little
have
pepper.
someone who helps with wine pairing at your restaurant. What wine would you pair with this dish?
Well, with this dish, I think a nice Chardonnay or an Italian wine would also, an Italian white wine would also be good. Yeah, a little bit dry, not sweet. Yeah, maybe a Pinot Grigio or yeah,
something kind of light or dry.
Right. So these tomatoes are getting just kind of nice and soft and releasing some of their flavor. And our clams have been steaming, so we're going to fish some of the clams out of the...
no pun intended. Or maybe you did intend that. I will for you.
Yeah, out of the steaming pan.
And remember, this recipe, as all of our recipes, can be found on southwestrestaurants.com.
We're going to put some of the reserved wine.
You saved that from the
clam
clams.
juice. Yeah, and you can even put more in there if you want to. I'm going to pour a little bit more in there because we can. And the way you know that your clams are done is when they open up. And if they don't open up, you discard them.
What does it mean?
That's important.
Does it mean they're not
If they don't
cooperating?
open up, maybe it means they were sitting around too long.
Okay.
So you don't, with shellfish, you always want to be very careful. Eat it right away after you buy it. Keep it really cool, in a cold place. Store it just right. If you have any questions, ask your seafood purveyor.
That's a good
when
tip.
you go shopping.
Yes.
And then when you cook it, if they all open up like these did, that means they're nice and fresh.
So
and
don't
they're
grab
good to
one
eat.
that didn't open and shuck it and try to eat it. Just discard it.
Right. Yeah,
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Now we also, our linguini, we're going to serve this dish over linguini. That's a classic way to do it. And we have our linguini pre-cooked.
Al dente or what's the
Al dente, that's right. Always al dente with pasta. And you can make the linguini ahead of any of your pasta. The trick, if you're, if you want to cook ahead of time, is cook it and then toss it in a little olive oil so it doesn't stick.
So the olive oil keeps it more.
That's right. And then you can dip it in the water again just before you serve it to your guests.
That's a good tip.
Or just, do it, keep it warm.
If someone didn't know what al dente was,
Right.
how would you describe al dente?
Well, al dente means it's cooked, but it still has a little bit of bite in it. Not hard, but just a little bit of bite in the middle of it.
Mushy.
In the middle of it.
Okay.
You don't want your pasta mushy.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, so this sauce, you could taste your sauce. Oh, that's delicious. And
I agree.
can you taste that? You're getting the clam flavor and the garlic and the herbs and a little bit of tomato and the wine.
Oh, and it's beautiful. That is such a pretty dish.
Yeah.
All the colors and the open clams.
Then all we do now is just pour some of it over our pasta. Now this would feed at least 2 people. I think the recipe that's on the website is for 2. And what you do, but if you like a lot of clams, just, do as many as you want. And then try to get some of the sauce all around the pasta, a little bit tossed in with the clams. And you're going to have to use your fingers to eat this a little bit too, because you will be picking the clams out of the shell.
Well, that's my question for you. Do you have a recommendation on the technique for getting the clam out of the shell?
Well, you could use your fork, but you might want to pick up, what I usually do is pick up the clam and out of the shell, and then you have a little side dish where you keep your shells.
The empties.
And take a bite.
You can also, are clams also useful for like spinning your pasta?
Sure. That would be a unique technique.
Oh, I can't wait to try this. Really, the smell is absolutely just from heaven. And so is the taste. Really yummy. Thank you for coming all the way down to Builder's Source Appliance Gallery in Albuquerque
It's been a lot of fun.
Your wonderful clam dish for us. So good.
My pleasure.
Thank you. But I ate some more.